Hello everyone, welcome to Lesson 2, where we'll cover software requirements, gathering, and analysis. Whether you're a project manager, a developer, or an aspiring business analyst, understanding the ins and outs of this foundational process can make or break your software development project. Let's dive right into this crucial topic. Let's begin with software requirements. They serve as a blueprint for your software project. They spell out in precise terms what the software should do and how it should behave. Think of these requirements as a contract that lays down the agreed upon functionalities and constraints. They offer a shared understanding that sets the stage for all subsequent phases of software development. Next, let's take a look at why gathering requirements are so important. A well-defined requirement is the cornerstone of a successful project. It eliminates guesswork and focuses your team's efforts. Moreover, poor requirements can cause setbacks, leading to increased costs, time delays, and ultimately unsatisfied stakeholders. So spending time on this phase is truly an investment in the project's success. Let's talk a little bit about what the types of requirements are. Functional requirements detail the specific tasks that a software will perform. This includes data manipulation, user interaction, and process functioning. Now there's non-functional requirements, which focus on the performance attributes of a system, like speed, security, usability, and so on. They often come from the exceptions of users and reflect the system's quality. Next, we have the most fulfilling and oftentimes most annoying part of the process, and that's dealing with stakeholders. Stakeholders contribute valuable perspectives to your project. They're not just your clients or your end users, but can include internal teams, legal advisors, and even industry regulators. Ensuring active stakeholder involvement is essential for gathering comprehensive and accurate requirements. Well, you might be wondering, well, how do I actually gather those requirements? Well, this is done through interview one-on-one sessions where you can get in-depth information from stakeholders. You're oftentimes consuming but yield detailed insights. Surveys and questionnaires are also great for gathering information from a large audience, but they may lack the depth of an interview. Also, observing existing systems or direct observations of user interactions can also offer hands-on insights into what the requirements can entail. As discussed in the previous lesson, modern agile methods like user story mapping provide a dynamic and flexible approach to requirements gathering. They're particularly useful in projects where requirements can change frequently. Now let's take a look at some of the tools for gathering requirements. Requirement management software like Jira, which is my favorite, and we use it quite often in the game industry, or IBM engineering requirements management software DOORS, are pretty good for organizing and tracking requirements. And then we have diagramming tools such as Lucidchart or Microsoft Visio, which is actually part of many of the school's Windows operating system software, are useful for creating visual representations like use cases and flow diagrams. Don't underestimate the power of good old spreadsheets and word processors like in Excel. For small projects, these can sometimes be more than sufficient. Fantastic. So you met with all these people and you gathered a bunch of data. So what do you do next? Well, documentation is next. The Software Requirements Specification, or SRS document, is a formal record that details all gathered and agreed upon requirements. It's crucial to keep this document updated and to use it as a point of reference throughout the development cycle to keep everyone aligned. This also helps with validation and verification. Validation ensures that the gathered requirements reflect the needs of the stakeholders. This is typically done through reviews or feedback sessions. Verification is the process of ensuring that the software that has been developed meets the agreed upon requirements. This is where testing comes into play, making sure the functionalities match the specification. It also might be the first job you get out of college as a QA tester, especially on a project management team. If it's in games or films, it would be for a producer. Well, that wraps up this lesson, an in-depth guide on software requirements gathering and analysis. Remember that this phase is not just the preliminary step, but a continuous activity that can influence the quality and success of the project quite significantly. All right, thanks again, and I wish you success throughout your other classes and your software development endeavors. Please reach out to me if you get stuck or you need any additional help. See you next week.